Hello, my name is Scott Wakeman. I would like to welcome you to my Rails project for Flatiron School. We are looking at the welcome page for my trainer's application. On the welcome page, you'll see three links: a login with Facebook, a sign up link, and a sign in link. So since this app is for trainers, what the trainer will first do is sign up. So we'll click on the sign up link where we're looking at the sign up page. This is the user's attributes of name, email address, and password. We'll give the first trainer a trainer one name, an email address, and a password. We'll go ahead and create a user, which takes us to trainer one's main menu. Here we have four links: a training session index link, a new training session link, a client index link, and a new client link. I'm first going to click on the training sessions index link to show that we do not have any training sessions stored for this particular user. It is an empty array. We're going to go back to the trainer's main menu and click on the client index link to show that we don't have any information saved under clients either. Clients with training sessions is an empty array. Clients without training sessions is also an empty array. So now our first thing we'll do is we'll create a new training session for this trainer. So we'll click on the new training sessions link. Here we have the training sessions attributes of date, client, start time, end time, location, and booked status. We'll go ahead and create a date, create a client name, start time, end time, location, booked status, and create the training session. Here we have the training session show page with all the pertinent information that I entered. You'll notice that the client name is a link, so we can click on the client and we can now show or displays, I should say, the client attributes of name, email address, home phone, work address, work phone, and smartphone. I'll click on the edit client link so we can populate some information here. We'll give client one an email address, and let's give them a home phone number and a home address as well. We'll go ahead and click on the update client, and on the client show page, we of course have all those fields filled in correctly. We'll go ahead and go back to the trainer's main menu and click on the training session index link. What we should see here is the training session date with all the pertinent information regarding that training session, which we do. Training session is appearing with the date of January 1st, 2019. Here we have all the information that was properly entered earlier: the date, the time, end time, the location, it was booked, it assigned a client ID, it assigned the user ID, and of course the created at time and the updated at time. So that's all working as expected. We'll go back to the trainer's main menu. We're going to go to the client index page, and what we should see here is client one appears under the client with a training session heading. Perfect. Everything is working as anticipated. We'll go back to, actually, you know what? Let's go to the new client. Let's create a new client without a training session. So on here, we'll give this client 2 as a name. Let's give client 2 a work address and a work phone number. And we'll go ahead and create the client. Here we're at the client show page with those 3 attributes populated and displaying the correct information: the client name, the work address, and the work phone number. We're going to go ahead and go to the client index, and what we should see is client 1 with under the heading of clients with training sessions, and client 2 we should see under the heading of clients without training sessions. Perfect. It is working as expected. Here is client 1. Here is client 2 under their respective headings of client with training sessions and client without training sessions. Now let's go ahead and assign client 2 a training session. So we'll go ahead and click on new training session. We'll give it a date. We'll go ahead and call it client 2, and that was a lowercase c for client 2. We'll go ahead and give a start time, and end time, a location, and a book status, and we'll create the training session. Here's our information. Perfect. February 1st, 2019, client 2, the start time, end time, location. We'll go ahead and we're going to go to the training index page, and what we should see in the training sessions index page is client 1 and client 2. Now that we have 2 training sessions, we do, and here are their dates. You'll notice that it's worked in ascending order, so we have January 1st on top, and then we have February 1st beneath it, working as expected. We're going to go ahead and go back to the trainer's main menu, and we're going to verify the client index page, where client 2 should now have moved from clients without a training session up to clients with a training session. Perfect, it does, and you'll notice that this is alphabetized. So we have client 1 on top and we have client 2 beneath it. Perfect, working as expected. Now let's say client 2 cancels their training session. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the trainer's main menu. We're going to go to the training sessions index page. We're going to select client 2's training session. We're going to cancel the training session. So now we go back to the training session index page, and it is behaving as anticipated. We only have 1 training session, which was for client 1. We're going to go back to the trainer's main menu to go to the client index page to verify it's working properly. And here we should see a client with a training session, which would be client 1. And then we will see clients without a training session, which will be client 2, since we just canceled client 2's training session. Perfect, it is working as expected. So now that I've displayed the capabilities of the training app, I'm going to go ahead and log out, and I'm going to log in with a different user, creating another user here. So I'm going to go back to the sign up link. Here we're going to call this trainer 2, give trainer 2 an email address and a password. We're going to create trainer 2. Here we're at trainers 2 main menu. Now, trainer 2 should not see trainer 1's clients at all. So I'm going to click on the client index page to verify we have clients with and without training sessions, but both will have an empty array underneath it. Perfect, working as expected. We're going to go back to the trainer's main menu. We're going to click on the training sessions index. And again, we shouldn't see any training sessions that do not belong to trainer 2. So what our expectations are is that training sessions index will have an empty array. Perfect, working as expected. So now let's go ahead and assign trainer 2 a training session. We'll call this one client 100, lowercase c. We'll give a start time. An end time, a location, and a book status. We'll create the training session. And here we have the training session attributes that are displaying as we entered. We're going to go ahead and go to the training session index page to verify this information is now populating. Perfect. It is populating under the correct information. We'll go ahead and let's go to create a new, or actually, I'm sorry, we're going to go to client index page, and we should see client 100 under clients with a training session. Perfect, working as anticipated. We'll go ahead and create a new client here. We'll call this client, let's keep it similar, client 101, and let's give client 101 a smartphone number. We're going to create a client, which will take us to the client show page, and here those 2 attributes display as properly entered, the name and the smartphone number. We're going to go ahead and go back to the training sessions index page, and we should still only see client 100 because client 100 is the only training session that trainer 2 has. Perfect, working as anticipated. We're going to go back to the trainer's main menu and go to the client index page, but now we should see client 100 under the client with training sessions index heading, and client 101 under the heading of clients without a training session if it's working properly, and it is. Perfect. Client 101, client 100. Let's go ahead and assign client 101 a training session. Go to the new training session. We'll go ahead and verify client 101 is the lowercase c. Perfect. We'll need to sort out a start time, an end time, a location, book status. We'll create the training session, and here we have the training session show page again with those attributes filled in correctly. We're going to go back to the trainer sessions index page, and what we should see is now 2 links since trainer 2 has 2 training sessions. Perfect, working as anticipated. We're going to go back to the trainer's main menu, and now we should see client 101 jump, or move, I should say, from clients without training sessions to clients with training sessions, since we have just assigned a training session to client 101. Working as anticipated. Again, because this is alphabetized, client 100 is on top, client 101 is below. Terrific. Everything is working as expected on my trainers app. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out and I'm going to show you some validation errors that I assigned for this trainers app. We're going to go ahead with the sign up link. With a sign up link, the name, email address, and password are mandatory. So I'm not going to fill anything in. I'm just going to click on create user, and what we should see is validation error messages for all 3 of those fields. Perfect. It is working correctly, and we do. You'll notice we have the password can't be blank, email can't be blank, and name can't be blank. And the email also is invalid, which is why we get that 4th error. So that is working as expected. I'm going to go ahead and sign in now with trainer 1. It's going to ask me for a name and a password. And you will notice underneath, if you're a new user, I have the sign up now link, which will take them to the sign up page. So I'm going to go ahead and log in as trainer 1. I'm going to go to the new training sessions page, and here we have the attributes. Now these are all mandatory: date, client, start time, end time, and location. These are all mandatory fields. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the create training session button, and what we should see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 validation errors. Perfect. 5 validation errors. Date must be given, client name must be given, start time must be given, end time must be given, and location must be given. Working as expected. I will go back to the client. This is the creation of the new client. Now, for the validation error on the client, I only required a name. So I'm going to click on the create client button, and what we should see is only 1 validation error, and that is client name must be given. Outstanding. My validation errors are all working as intended. I would like to thank you for your time while viewing my video recording for my Rails project for Flatiron School. It is my trainers app, and I would really like to thank you. Appreciate it.